While studying company or corporate law, we usually start right away with the rules and regulations without really thinking about the literal meaning of the word. And right now, I'm not even referring to the everyday meaning of the word company, as in the saying, "You're better alone than in bad company." But did you know that the word company is actually derived from a combination of two Latin words? So, com means with in Latin and panis means bread. And originally, the word company referred to an association of persons who took their meals together. So, in the past, those merchants took advantage of the festive gatherings, that is, the feasts that they had together, in order to discuss business matters. However, obviously, nowadays that is not the case any longer. And of course, even today, business matters are often discussed in social gatherings. But you must remember that the other meaning of a company, that is, the way it is used, and company is not the same as the legal meaning of a company, which is that a company is a corporate body and a legal person having the status, that is the same status as a natural person, and having a corporate personality distinct and separate from the members who form the company. So if you're in Pakistan or in most other countries where the word limited is added at the end of the name of the company in order to indicate that the company is a company with limited liability and is basically indicating the fact that the company is incorporated and is not just a company in the regular sense of the word, as you can see on the slides. Why? Because it can often be misleading. And you don't want to make the mistake of thinking that this simply indicates that since it says "and company," so it must be an incorporated company. Why? Because this simply indicates the regular meaning of the word, which is that a company simply denotes an association of like-minded persons formed for the purpose of carrying on some business or undertaking. So depending on the country that you are located in, please be clear that unless you see the word incorporated in the form of INC or the word limited in the form of LTD, then this phrase alone, that is "and company," along with another name, is not going to indicate that it is indeed an incorporated or registered company. Next, let us consider the meaning of the word corporation. So, a company is called a body corporate because the persons composing the company are made into one body by incorporating the company according to the law and then clothing it with legal personality. But the word corporation itself is again derived from a Latin word, that is corpus, which means body. So, corporation is essentially a legal person that is created by a process other than natural birth, which is why, if you recall, we also call it as an artificial legal person and not a natural legal person. However, as a legal person, a corporation is capable of enjoying most of the rights that natural legal persons can, and similarly, it is also able to incur liabilities just like a natural person can. And if you have seen my other video lecture where I explain the concept of body corporate or corporation in detail, I have mentioned in that video that these two terms are interchangeable, that is, they mean one and the same thing, and hopefully you can now appreciate why this is so, because corporation is derived from a Latin term corpus, which means body. However, one very important point that I'd like to remind you about is that a body corporate is the same as a corporation. However, the term corporation and company is not always interchangeable, so be very careful, because as you can recall, under the Companies Act, a company is always a corporation, but not every body corporate, that is, not every corporation is going to be counted as a company under the strict definition of a company under the Companies Act 2017 in Pakistan. So just as the subject corporate law covers topics and laws wider than those covered in company law, similarly, the concept of body corporate or corporation includes more entities than are covered by the narrower term company. So in short, body corporate corporation is the wider term and company is the narrower term. Just as corporate law is the wider subject and company law is the narrower subject, in fact, company law is a part of corporate law, but there is more to corporate law than just company law.